Eat your food, eat your nutrition. That's what eat your nutrition. Eat your protein, eat your fruits and vegetables. I don't want to have, and I don't call this a supplement because it's not a supplement. There is nothing in this product that says replace anything. There's nothing in this product that wants you to do some type of crazy cleanse or starvation or anything like that. This is in coordinate with your daily healthy lifestyle. So I always encourage, let's change our lifestyle first. Let's get our bodies to get used to eating those proteins, fruits, and vegetables. And this is that extra bridge the gap type of idea. So on the day where you just can't get enough, you can't get what you need. You didn't make your food in time, or you actually had to go to the drive-thru and you're doing the Subway. That's fine, you're doing Subway. But you know it's not that rich nutrient food that you could get from some salmon and some steamed broccoli and a quarter cup of quinoa. This Juice Plus helps kind of bridge that gap on those days where we may be lacking all the nutrition we need. I also say that it bridges that gap, or it allows that nutrition for those kids that are overly stressed, whose bodies are tired, whose bodies are working really hard. I think this is gonna, so my point with that is I felt comfortable to represent a product like this because of the backings that it's provided. The studies that it showed, these are reputable colleges that are saying, you know what, we put our stamp on this product as well. It is what it is. It provides the results that it says it provides. They have all of their studies. If you're someone who loves to read up on this stuff, it's all available to you. There's nothing hidden. You can read up on any study you want. So that made me feel comfortable. And then of course it was interesting how in the gymnastics community, and we know how it is, all of a sudden you have someone backing it up who's been part of the bill. So the minute Shannon Miller came aboard, then there's some other athletes here. The minute they started saying, guess what, we agree that Juice Plus is a great option for our kids, then it made everyone feel more confident. Aside from the doctors that have been saying it for years, so I just think it's funny. But it is important, and I do think it's a cool piece for people to realize this has been around a long time. If Amanda and Shannon were taking this as gymnasts when they were training for the Olympics, this isn't something new on the market. This has shown its effects. And you guys can look at the thing, but this just talks about the different things that are in Juice Plus. We're talking whether you're just doing the fruits and the vegetables, 20 different fruits, vegetables, and grains, opposed to adding the Vineyard, which has the 30 different fruits, vegetables, and grains. People always say, do I need to take the Vineyard over the fruits and vegetables, the garden and the orchard? And that's going to depend on a few questions you answer for me. So like for instance, if you're one that eats a lot of your berries, you actually do eat a good source of fruits and vegetables. Guess what? I guarantee the vineyard or the fruits or the orchard and the garden is going to be perfect for you guys. If you're one that gets sick all the time, your kids get sick all the time, injured all the time, then that, or you have an unhealthy heart, if we're actually been talking about those issues that we don't even talk about in this study, this presentation, but then the Vineyard offers that great piece. It is a pack full of antioxidants. So it's going in and reducing all that stress that happens during practice. This slide you can't even see. I know you can't see it. I usually have a printout and I forgot it. But what I think is really cool about this is starting to kind of see the picture between, okay, well, if I have an apple, what it contains, and then what it does in my body. Well, guess what? That apple is in that capsule. So now I have increased bone density. It aids in digestion. There's things in here that talk about the inflammation, that talk about the immune function, allowing your body immune health. So I just think this is cool to kind of now see where, you can go through and highlight, oh, that's me. Well, I'm putting this in my body and this will start helping with that issue. Probably, I say this a couple times, but what I love probably the most about Juice Plus is their children's study. And they believe in really putting a lot back with their studies on their children, but they actually believe that they feel like every child should be on Juice Plus to the point that they give it to kids for free. So when I think of that, I think of, okay, that's a pretty cool company that believes that much in their kids, believes that their kids should be on it. And so for every adult that takes Juice Plus, you can get your child on it for free. I rarely sign anyone up without doing this because it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense that you would not put your child on it, or ways around doing a few other things to get both children on it. So please talk to me about this if it's even something you're interested in, because I would love to explain to you how you guys can get this for your kids. I think you would see a huge difference. Here's the thing, everyone always wants to know, well, what's my commitment to it? 4 months. They're going to send you a 4-month supply. You're going to pay for it on a monthly cycle, or you can pay it in full. It doesn't matter. We can talk about that. But my point is here, they want you to give 4 months to see a difference, and you're going to see a difference, I promise. If you are consistent, if you stay true to taking it every day, then you're going to see a difference. But if in 4 months, guess what? It doesn't work for you, or your family just can't remember to take it, and you're not going to worry about getting them on that system. You know, I mean, I can only give so many suggestions on how to remember to take it every day. I can only suggest how to do certain things, but if it really isn't something you want to do or your kids want to do, then it doesn't make sense for you, and I understand. You know, don't worry about it. We stop it, and you guys don't worry about it anymore. But it is a 4-month commitment. This little thing, I have no time to talk about this, but I think it's the coolest thing ever. If you guys follow me on Facebook, you'll see me make posts about my tower garden. This is actually fruits and vegetables that grow on this garden in my backyard, and I don't do anything to it but let it grow. It waters itself. It's the coolest thing ever. There's no soil. So if you want to know about that, talk to me about that. But you can see pictures on my Facebook too. Here's a cool little percentage of kids then through their study that they find with the kids that are on Juice Plus. We're talking about less missing school, less trips to the doctor. Guess what? All of a sudden their body is now taking in and absorbing more nutrition, and now they're even eating more fruits and vegetables, which I thought was a cool part of that study. They were, especially for the kids that won't eat fruits and vegetables, they were actually willing to start eating more fruits and vegetables. And I think that has to do with getting our body aligned, getting our body balanced, allowing our body to actually start absorbing the nutrition that it needs, and it craves for more. Did everyone know? Okay, here's quickly the study, and then I think I know it's getting late. This was a study that Juice Plus did that probably 80% of my clients hear this and say, oh heavens, we have to be on Juice Plus. What they did is they measured this protein carbonyl out of the blood, and they measured it to see that, because by measuring the blood and taking out that protein, they were able to see the body's stress factors. And so what they did is they took this group here, that percentage there just means they were exercising so hard they were out of breath. So they took this group and they had 2 groups. They had the people that were on the Juice Plus and then the placebo group. And they did 5 weeks, or 5 different studies. They tested the baseline, again at 4 weeks, 16 weeks, and 28 weeks. We're only going to look at the baseline in the 28 weeks. So here's the baseline. I almost like this TV's falling, but it's not. Like I'm like, here is the baseline, and then this is the red is the placebo group, the green is the Juice Plus group. But as you can see, here was baseline and then 30 hours after. So these are beginning, intermediate, 30 minutes, 30 hours. But do you see what I mean with this first study here in the very beginning when they first took the blood? Everyone's about the same. That should make sense. They haven't been on Juice Plus. They haven't, everyone's about the same diet here. So no difference here. Then 28 weeks, that was beginning. 28 weeks later, they do the study again, and they see that the Juice Plus body, now this protein, like I said, this is the stress factor in the body. This is the ability to maintain as you get more stress, or even during recovery. 30 hours later is going to be your recovery piece. 30 minutes in is that factor as you're in it. So their bodies, their stress factors are staying level. Everyone gets so crazy and like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. This is what allows them. But this isn't even the most important part of this study. So look here. The person, these 2 yellow pieces here, what's the most important part to see is that their stress factor is now not even leveling, it's not even starting. So when they begin a workout, their stress factor is not even starting on that 0.3. They're already now increased. Their body is what I call in the negative, or so stressed out that it hasn't even been able to recover and get rid of some of that stress in it, that it's just now, it's building a new plateau. It's not able to come back down. It just, each week it's gotten higher and higher and higher. So to me, in my opinion, see here, even after 30 hours, it leveled back down, but it didn't level back down to where it started before the 28-week cycle. Does that make sense? That to me was the biggest piece. I was like, that's scary. So guess what? This is why our kids on Friday look like this. Or this is why, weeks into it, or we're getting ready to start season and everyone is working so hard for season. This is why mid-season we get injured. Because our body has built that stress factor, and they aren't able to reduce it and allow their body to be able to recover, regain its health. So this just goes back to that piece about how Juice Plus can provide that piece for you guys if you were interested in it. The shakes, and like I said, you guys can look at the different things here. It talks about, we've already talked about what's in the shakes. I talked about water. Okay. So that's pretty much it. I just want to re-talk so you guys understand what I can provide for you. There's 3 different things, and you have my card here. That's my phone number, that's my email. If you guys need to discuss what is a good plan for your family, please call me. I'm totally available to discuss that with you. Like I said, my actual program makes it really easy for our crazy lives because it's a lot of online coaching, so we don't have to meet up. We could do it at night after practice. We could do it on the weekend. By posting different things you guys do, I'm able to respond to you guys. You're able to post when you're available. I can respond, when I'm available. But then there's also different packages if you just need a kickstart to a different change in your life. There's those packages if you need help understanding what your child should be eating in those macronutrients. But if you fill out this form, this will better guide me on how to reach out to you guys. I can add you, you guys can become a part of my Facebook page, and you can get nutrition education whenever you want. I don't charge for any of those pieces, but if you're interested in me adding you to my private site, I can add you to my private site for free also. That doesn't charge, but where it would become where something you would be considering is if you want me to analyze what you're posting. So some people say, no, I just like that accountability to know that I'm actually showing you what I'm eating. I'm like, you know what, then there's no charge for that. If you just need an accountability piece, and here and there, I'll say, great job, or oh, I like that before practice, and that's enough for your family, there's no charge for that. Give me your email, I'll add you to it. You get to set up a little account. I can even teach you guys, it'll track weight if you're on like I said, I don't do weight on kids, but as an adult, if you're wanting to do some different healthy changes for yourself. So put your email address down, I'll add you. You guys utilize it however you want. If you want to know more about Juice Plus, we can discuss that after today. You can put on there when a good time to call you. Give me your email and just say, I work best with email. Email me some more information. I'd love to hear how it affects kids with this or that, and I can send that information out to you. And that's about it. Do you guys have questions? Oh, yeah. Like I said, the whole Juice Plus stuff is through the gym. It will maintain through the gym.